Dude, I don't know. Power hours, I've never done well. Like every time I go up there, I'm just like, every time like I'm just like, am I like, what am I doing? I'm gonna tell my dumb open mic jokes next to these people who are like objectively way funnier than me.
Who are you when you say object? Who are you thinking of?
Whoever the drinker is, like Brendan Kiefer, what's his name? John Torres. He's been doing comedy for a while.
Yeah, Brandon is really like he's quick. He's real quick.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah. How long have you been doing stand up again?
Almost a year.
And how are you feeling about it? Almost a year in.
I mean, it's like my favorite thing ever. Like,
Yeah.
I've never like been passionate about anything except for comedy. It's the only thing I've really like given a crap about. So I don't know. All I can say is like it's like fun. It's like my favorite thing, you know.
Did you always want to be a comedian, or did it just sort of start happening?
I think I don't know, cause like I always like liked comedy. Everyone likes comedy, but everyone likes laughing. But I remember being a kid and my dad playing Bill Cosby like on the drive to school.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I remember like hearing Jim Gaffigan when I was 12. And I was like, holy shit! Like this is insane. And then like over the pandemic, I got super sucked into comedy. Started like finding more comedians that most people don't know about. You know, like the people like we'd think of and be like, I don't know, like someone like Sam Morril. Most people don't know him, but like to us, he's like, you know, important. Yeah. And then I, just listened to a bunch of comedy podcasts, and whenever I heard comedians talking about starting comedy or how it works, it just like made sense. You know, like hating yourself, sucking, just being bad, and I was like, that is how I feel all the time.
So you knew going in kind of what it was going to be like to try to.
Yeah, I think honestly, I mean, I just listened to so many podcasts. I kind of just had an idea of what it would feel like and be like, and what open mics are like.
Did it meet your expectations?
Yeah, and of course, I mean, I had this idea of what it was, and it's different in reality. But yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What was it? What were you picturing when you first started?
I don't know. I remember going to my first open mic and seeing like 40 people there and being like, holy shit, like all these people must be hilarious. And then I was like 40th on the list, and I watched like, arguably like 32 people bomb, and I was like, okay, this is
feasible. Yeah. Most comedy is bad.
Yeah, man. You're talking to the Exhibit A.
It's funny. Like, first off, I think that this is a great city to be starting in.
Got lucky with that.
Yeah, Chicago. Well, you're from here, right?
I grew up here. Yeah.
Yeah, are you from the city, suburbs?
From the city.
Nice.
Yeah, like Lincoln Square area.
Wow. Okay. So you're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's other places to start that are fucking dog shit.
I know you started in like the desert, right?
Yep. And
you said you like made your scene there.
Yeah. So I was when I I've been saying this a million times, but when you say California, LA.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, well, where are you from? I say Riverside. They're like, okay, LA. Like people don't even.
Yeah, I've driven through from the Bay Area like up to Oregon a few times, so I've seen.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
And where I started, like LA was just a little too far to where it wouldn't make sense to try to go there. And then San Diego was too far. It was just everywhere was too far. And I was like, well, I'm going to just start my own thing. And the pros of that was that like I learned resilience, and I learned how to kind of just put your head down and deal with bullshit. But the negatives, the cons of it were that like I didn't have anyone to look up to. I didn't see any other good comedians.
Yeah.
So I'm an open micer who is the head of the open micers, and everyone else is an open. It's like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there is no hierarchy. There's no headliners. There's no features. There's no road comics. It's just a bunch of chickens running around trying to be funny.
Dude, what did like your town think of comedy? People have never done it before, just all of a sudden saying they're comedians.
Well, everyone hated me.
That sucks.
Yeah. That's why I've been so hesitant out here. When I first got out here, I was really, really quiet. I don't know if I don't know when we met.
I remember when we met.
Oh,
Do you remember? Do you remember? I was bombing my dick and balls off at the Lincoln Lodge.
Okay.
And then I was like, it's such a rookie move. I was like, I literally said like into the microphone, like, fuck it, I'm gonna try crowd work. And then I point to you, I was like, what do you do? And you were like, I'm what is it, an interpreter for the ADA.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I was expecting like a service industry job. Because in my head I'm like, we're all comics, we're all, degenerates,
Yeah.
And then you were like, yeah, that's right, a black man can have a good job.
That was you.
Yes. And then I managed to, dude, the other thing too is,
Your buddies were there.
well, I brought them, they wanted to see comedy. So I was
my.
like, I will take them to Fight Club. They'll watch it. They'll leave, and I'll do my open mic and, bomb and peace. And then they're like, I thought I was like 20th on the list. And I thought they were like at number 6. So they're like, we want to see some open mics. So like, all right, you can go hang out for like 5.
Yeah.
And then you got to go. And 2 comics pass, and I get called up. I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I start bombing. I like acknowledge my friends are there, which is such a, oh man, I was like, fuck, this sucks. My friends are here. Oh. And then you said that, and then managed to spin it. I was like, oh, no. I remember like I dapped you up. I was like, I'm an ally, dude. Fucking my mom, the Black Lives Matter sign in the front yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that like killed. And I was like, okay, at least,
You salvaged your set.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember that. That was when I first got here. That was like, do you remember what month that was? Because I moved here in August.
No, it was in the summer. It was like warm still.
Holy shit.
I remember, dude, also Zach Liss, he was like, I think I saw your first open mic. Like, it was where you brought all your friends, like rookie mistake. I was like, no, I was like 6 months in.
That's so funny, man. Wow. Okay. Yep. That's the ambulance. Anyway, man. Okay. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I'm sorry if that threw you off.
No. I mean, no, you saved the night. Like afterwards, my friend's like, damn, that was funny. I was like, oh,
that's good.
Oh, thank God for, someone sarcastically calling me out as racist.
Nah, that's funny, man. Well, it's funny. Like, I'm excited for you to eventually hit the road and go to other places.
I want to.
Have you been to the suburbs yet?
I've done like, do you ever go to Jokes and Jams?
I have not.
I don't even know if you call it a suburb mic or mic, but it was Ryder Ollie used to host a mic in Melrose Park at the diviest bar I've ever seen, and it was always like 8 people there. And then I went to what's the one where you play Quiplash?
I don't.
TJ something is one of the hosts.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, no, I haven't really been out to the suburbs much. I want to try going to Milwaukee just to do mics.
Do you drive?
Yeah,
I will give you gas money because
let's do it.
Please, thank you. Yes, I've been trying to get out of state and feel out these other areas. Like I don't want to start developing material that only works in Chicago.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Like I have jokes about my neighborhood, and I'm like that doesn't.
It's not going to play anywhere else.
Yeah.
But when this is all done, I'll hit you up and we can plan something.
Next Thursday, dude.
Potentially. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm going to make an assumption here, you please let me know if I'm wrong or right here. But you don't seem to feel very confident on stage?
I don't know. Like, I like the Laugh Factory, or like I was at Isaac Herman and Mac. They had a mic in Evanston. A ton of their family and friends there. I feel confident when it's like no one's seen me before. They don't know what this is. Like they're just like with a real audience. I'm like easy. Like they don't know.
It's comics.
Yeah. I like cave in on myself when I'm trying a new bit in front of comics that I just like. In fact, I'm like, I know this is gonna bomb, but I need to try something new.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like when there's real people, then I like fucking.
You like lock in?
Yeah, lock in. It's just yeah. But that only happens few and far times between whatever the difference is.
It's hard to get humans into open mics, which is what it is. And so far, like, that's what I was gonna say. Whenever we hit Milwaukee or other places, when you go to smaller areas, you're gonna get a good little confidence boost because
yeah,
relative to these areas, you're gonna be like a headliner to them probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what other places are like, but I have a feeling like just from how much talent there is in Chicago, it's definitely like, you know,
just being around it.
You get it like you're a bit more accelerated. Yeah.
So almost a year, meaning you are a COVID comic.
I started like right as 2 summers ago when
it all started to hit the fan.
Like when the vaccine first started rolling out and everyone felt more comfortable going out and all that, and when open mics basically started back up again.
That's when you started comedy.
I'm a post-COVID comic.
Okay. That's an interesting place to be.
Yeah, it was weird at first because like, you know, the scene died because there were no mics, and then it slowly started to come back. So I think it was like the mics that used to be awesome weren't back yet. So like everything was kind of shifting back into homeostasis. Like Riddles was the first mic I did. There was like 40 people there. Yeah. It was like the only one on Monday. And I was like, this is the spot. And you know, it's a club. So it's a good place. But now, you know, it's so far people don't make the trek out there anymore.
Do you find yourself at Southside mics at all? Outside of Riddles that time?
No. I mean, it's not the South Side. It's in Ukrainian Village, but...
Is it? Is Riddles?
No, not Riddles. I mean, I was going to say Taylor Street Tap.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, we've talked about this before, but yeah, I want to do Southside mics.
You should do them.
I don't see them on the open mics.
I literally, yesterday, I was having, I did the podcast with this girl, Allie K. I don't know if you know her. Black girl, big girl, doesn't matter. Either way, we were talking about how no Northside comics go to the Southside ever, and it is a detriment. I'm telling you, man. Like,
I know it. Like,
come with me next time I go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me know.
Next time I go to Bar 10. Oh, I'm excited.
You bartend?
Yeah, Bar 10. Do you know Bar 10?
Oh no, it's a bar.
It's called Bar 10, and it's right down the street from Taylor Street. It's a black run show, and I think you should do it.
I'd love to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'd love to see how my material goes over.
Man, it's gonna be an experience.
I know.
The South Side is a different animal. Way I've been describing it is North Side is filled with writers, very good writers. South Side is very good performers and entertainers.
I can see that.
And if you can like go back and forth, your skills are going to be through the roof. And that whole feeling that you have about not wanting to do comedy in front of other comedians or not wanting to work shit out, all of that's going to, as soon as you do a few reps in the South Side, you're going to go back to the North Side and be like, I don't give a shit. Yeah. I don't care if you don't like this material.
A little swag in my step.
Oh yeah, just because the South Side is so aggressive. It's so like in your face. If you're not funny, you are just not funny.
Yeah.
And it's all of the mics I've been to down there are shows. So like the audience pays to get in, and they don't want to see, like they want to see you entertain them. And so I think that pressure is going to be really healthy.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Were your family like into you doing comedy? How they feel about this?
They're, I mean, like I'm really lucky. Like my parents have just been super supportive of pretty much anything I want to try that's not like, you know, bad for me.
Are they going to listen to this?
No, probably not. I don't know. Well, they're very supportive. I do not want them to see me do it yet. You know?
Okay.
I'm going to start producing a show in April at the brewery I work at, and like I'm like, all right, yeah, you can come to that. Like,
it's exciting.
I put a clip on Instagram and they saw that, and my mom's been like showing it to all her friends. So yeah, and my dad's like a comedy fan too. He loves comedy, so. And
they understand that you're just trying to get better before they see you.
Yeah, they know. I've told them like I'm not like super proud of any of this yet, so they get that.
You're a very humble man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's where the comedy bug comes from. Is like I was like bullied when I was a little kid, so you know that's still in me. That I'm like those feelings, and then I learned if you're funny, you can trick people into liking you.
It's an interesting way to put it.
That's how I feel about it. I'm just like tricking all these people.
What'd you get bullied for?
It was not like bad. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
I was just like the runt to the neighborhood kids. It was like Lord of the Flies stuff.
I get you. Children are awful creatures.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know, I'm a substitute teacher now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not like good. It's interesting. Kids aren't innocent. They're innocent in the sense they're ignorant. I think kids are more ignorant than they are innocent.
Yeah.
And you can see people, like you can see their personalities in like first, second grade. You can be like, oh, okay, you're
this way.
Yeah, you're going to be a bully.
Yeah.
You're going to eventually become like a leader of the girls. You're going to be an athlete unless something happens to them.
Right,
right. This is kind of the trek they're on, and it's interesting to see. And then for or were you about to say them?
No.
Oh, okay. How are you feeling? Okay, you good? You comfortable?
Yeah, this is great.
Okay, just making sure.
You're good. I listened to a bit of it. You're super good at I don't know. I couldn't do this.
The whole conversation.
You're very curious and and it's easy to talk to you.
Thank you. I am fascinated with the comedians here. It's. I think I still have what is that? Not starry eyes, but like. Rose-tinted glasses about Chicago. Like, even when bad things happen, I'm like, well, at least I'm not in Riverside while bad things are happening. I really hate where I'm from. Which I've reiterated over and over. But what have you learned so far in comedy, like in terms of skills?
I think this isn't a skill, but like I just am like much easier in like tense situations.
In life?
In life, yeah. Like when I'm bartending and someone's being shitty, I'm just like, it's like whatever. It's. I've just learned. I'm just a lot calmer in tense situations, or like I don't clam up as easily. I think I've like gotten a little quicker to the draw with just like jokes in real life, but skills.
So, for instance, one of the basic things is like when you get on stage, if the mic stands in front of you, you move the mic stand out of.
Oh yeah, I knew that going into it.
Okay.
I was like, I heard a million comedians talk about that in podcasts.
So you really like studied before you did this?
I guess, yeah. I mean, like over the quarantine, it was like I got sucked into it. So I started writing. I thought I wrote like 20 minutes worth of jokes, and now I look at them and I'm like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's probably like a 2 minutes at best.
It's not even funny.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah, it's just stupid. And
so this whole comedy thing, did that get sparked from the pandemic and the quarantine? Was that like?
I think kind of. I think it was kind of like, it was like, I don't think I was sitting there like, oh, this could all be taken away. I got to chase my dreams. But I was like, I don't know. It's like, I want to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I'll reword it. Like, let's say the pandemic never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you would have done it?
Yeah, I still think I would have. I'd been like thinking about it. I was planning on going to an open mic. I had an internship and lived in San Francisco for a summer. I was like planning on doing an open mic there, but I just didn't have the balls. I was like 20. I was like, I can't go to a bar. Whatever. I think I would just make excuses, but yeah, it'd been something I'd thinking about for a while. And then I got so sucked into the podcast. I was like, well, I live in Chicago. It's like a huge scene. I'll just.
How old are you?
23.
Oh shit. Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Young. And then where do you see yourself in 5 years with this comedy thing? You think you're gonna?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I think if I'm not that delusional. I think I can be funny or am, I think if I stick with it for 5 years, I'll be a pretty good comic in terms of like career, like funny.
Yeah.
And that's all I really care about. I don't know if I'll be getting booked or whatever like that. And I don't really care about or think about that. I just want to be a really good comic.
I think that's healthy. It's smart.
Yeah.
That's definitely a smart way to look at it. Like I meet people, I was having a conversation with someone recently who took comedy classes.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how you feel about that, but
you can't pay to be funny.
yeah, it's when I hear someone took a comedy class, I'm like, oh, you got ripped off.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. There is value to it.
I think the value is the baby steps,
Right.
Learning. Okay, move the mics. It's a lot of that stuff, but the type of person who I think would go into it that way is probably not the type of person who's going to follow through.
Yeah, I only know one. I've only talked to one person who took a comedy class, and Tyler, Tyler Fowler.
Yeah,
I think he took a comedy class and hit the ground running.
Yeah, that dude seems to be grinding.
He's been telling I've only talked to him a few times, but yeah, he like hustles. It's constantly emailing people, constantly finding work, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to that level. Does he live off this shit, or is he?
I think so.
God, fucking good for him, man.
Yeah,
that's where I'm trying to get to personally. Like, I feel like, and it always goes back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm really good at this, and then other times like, oh,
I would take a class for that, like the business side of comedy, because that is just like I have no idea how any of that works.
It's the approach I'm taking on the business side is continue to get funnier, get better, whatever.
Yeah.
Build a fan base. So have people every time I'm at a book show, I'm like, follow me on such and such thing. Like the more you come out, the more other people would be willing to book. And that's all I know on the business side. I just started. I scheduled headshots for April.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Headshots, resume, gonna do the whole commercial thing, try to make money there. But the business side is grimy.
Yeah.
And that's not
probably
fun.
Yeah,
but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you found your tribe?
Maybe. I don't know. I've really made friends, but I think I'd take a while to like make really good friends. I'm super excited to see the people I see regularly. I guess I go to North Bar a lot, so those are the people I see more. But I don't want to get like stuck
In a rut
or in a certain place. I don't know. I was talking to Kiefer about this. He's like, it's really easy to get stuck and learn how to kill for certain rooms, and it's being comfortable, which is the enemy.
Kiefer is a great person to talk to for the skills of comedy.
Yeah.
He is someone who I think is an absolute purist when it comes to it. When did you meet him?
I don't even know. Just
he was just around
going to North Bar enough, and then I don't know. I finally did like pretty good once, and then he gave me a couple words of advice. But I just being a North Bar.
Yeah. Oh, I love talking to Brandon because like he'll. If you just give him the right question, the right nugget, he'll go off.
Yeah.
And he'll just be a fire hose.
He likes rambling to young comics, I think.
Yeah. It's when I first moved here, I met him at Taylor Street. It was maybe a week or two into being here, and I think I got off stage. He probably was like, "Oh, okay, he's not bullshitting."
Yeah.
And started talking to me, and I'm an inquisitive person, so I was asking questions. As soon as I did it, it was like the switch was off. He was going to the point where his wife was like, "Brandon, you need to, you've just met this man." So I can't wait to have him on this. But regardless, I'm actually really excited for you to listen to this like a year from now.
Yeah, that'll be cool. It's like, you ever do in elementary school when you like write a note freshman year of high school and then your teacher, man, I remember, dude. Oh man, mine was so cringy. I was like, because until senior year of high school, it was just I was so awkward and like, hadn't like, so like freshman year of high school I was like 5'3", skinny, small, super insecure. And I was like, hopefully by now you're tall and jacked. And then I like grew and started hitting the gym. I was like, this is so gay.
Yeah, man. Like looking back on your progress.
Yeah.
It's a nice little boost. Like I've been documenting all this for like years now. And so every now and again I'll look back on an old video or something back from Riverside, and it's really surreal. And I think maybe it's because I'm old, withering away, but it is a really, like, the older you get, looking back on things, it's so surreal.
Yeah, I mean, I do that sometimes. I'll go and listen to one of the first 10 recordings of my sets. I'm like, all right, I have gotten better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just baby steps. And I remember you and your friend, I don't remember your friend's name.
Declan.
Declan?
Yeah. My roommate.
Your roommate. You were talking to me about like talking to girls.
Oh yeah.
What was that? I can't remember what we were talking about.
I was just like, it was after I went to Enjoy that one time, and you was this Timmy?
Yeah.
He did, for whatever reason he couldn't make it, so you just stepped up and hosted it. But then afterwards, there was just this group of 3 like hot girls, and you just walked up to them and started talking to them. Like, I don't have a problem talking to girls, but like I was like, I could not do that sober. Just walk up to 3. I'd feel like I was just bothering them, and then I like looked away, and then you were sitting down with them and just entertaining the shit out of them. I was like, God damn.
Thanks. Yeah, I did talk to you about that. That like I wasted so much time, so much fucking time just trying to learn how to do that, and then it feels so like, I guess this is the becoming old and looking back. Like it feels so frivolous and silly to me now.
Yeah.
And like if I had put that energy into stand up, like who knows where the fuck I could be. But you've never like, that's surprising to me because you're an attractive man.
I know, and I mean like, of course I have done that, and I don't have any problem like going up to a girl at a bar. But it was just like, a group of girls. You didn't, and the thing is, it was impressive because you weren't like bothering them.
Right.
They were like super on board, like wanted to talk to you. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, it's all from stand up. Like if I had gone into that situation cold, like if I had started talking to them and they hadn't seen me perform.
Right. That too. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. They see you perform and you, first off, they now know you're not, I guess creepy is not the right word, but like they're on a high alert if they don't know who you are. And there is something, it's like a man in uniform. There's something about power.
Yeah.
And you have power when you're on stage, which I guess goes to the whole Me Too movement thing. Here we are. Here we are. It comes full circle.
Yeah.
Do you have a relationship? You know?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know what you'd call it besides dating, but this lady I've been hanging out with for a month or 2. I mean, like, I've also never had a girlfriend, so this is like uncharted territory for me, but like, I don't know what else you'd call it at this point. Like, we watched Netflix and hung out at her place last night.
Hey.
Yeah. Way better than comedy. I was sitting there like laying down with her, watching Netflix. I was like, this is it. Why would I ever try to do anything else?
That's what happens, man. When someone gets in a relationship, they usually fall off of comedy. So
I'm not falling off of comedy.
All right. She's
not.
Does she got your back? Does she know?
Yeah, she gets it. Yeah.
Okay. Is she gonna listen to this?
Maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, I'm gonna call her Brittany. Hi, Brittany.
What's up, Britt?
Do you, you fascinate me, sir.
Okay.
Because you seem. I'm surprised you aren't more confident. In your body language and how you talk, I'm really surprised by that.
I know, and I get that. I don't know.
Do people talk to you about that a lot? The confidence thing?
No, I mean, no. I think I'm definitely like, I don't know. I am like confident. I'm confident. I don't know. I'm like secure with being insecure, like confident. I don't know how to put it.
Okay.
I don't walk around going like, oh, everyone hates. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
This is what I think it is. There's this weird dichotomy to me. So when I was young, I was like, I got bullied. I was watching the show Crashing.
Okay.
It's a show about stand-up with Pete Holmes, and I forgot who they're talking to, but someone at one point was talking about alt comedy, and they said alt comics are the people who got called fag in high school, and club comics are the people who call people fag in high school. Mm-hmm. There's some truth there. You kind of yes and no, but when I was a kid, it was like I got bullied, and then when I was in high school, I wasn't a bully, but like I was like a confident, jacked, attractive guy, you know? And so there's both of those things in me. I think that's it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Is it like a pendulum depending on the context, like the situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I hate to be I don't know.
right now, okay, how about this? Right now, you are coming off more as the kid that was bullied than the kid who was confident in high school.
Right.
So in this context, what's going on?
I think it's just in comedy. It's like I'm trying to figure out who I am, how I tell jokes, like how. Because the best comedians are just you. Within the first like 2 minutes, you know exactly who they are on stage, and I don't know who I really. I mean, my brain's not done forming. I always think about that a lot. What were we talking about? What was the question?
The duality of your confidence and your insecurities. That it's like being an introverted extrovert or an insecure confident person.
Yeah.
It seems like depending on the situation or the person or the people you're around dictates a lot of how confident you feel.
I think, yeah. Well, so of course everyone's more confident when they're comfortable, and like I'm still getting my feet wet in comedy. So when I think about comedy or talk about comedy or just think about, it's like I'm still so new at this. I don't think I'm good yet. I think I can be, but so it's like I don't know. I hate when normal people ask me about comedy. I'm like, I don't want to talk about comedy. I suck at it. I don't. I like this because it's like so novel to them. They don't know what comedy's actually like, and I kind of do. I don't. And shoot, I can't. I lost my train of thought again.
I have another question then. When do you feel most confident?
I think about that a lot too, because I heard on a podcast like you're most funny when you're your most comfortable. So when am I don't know. Sometimes think like I kill at family dinner, or like when I'm with my extended family. Yeah, that's probably when I feel my most confident.
What's going? Is it because you know these people? You already have a rapport with them?
Yeah, it's just I have good childhood, super supportive family, really lucky. So I just know I can just. It feels like a judgment free. I hate that term, but yeah, like they know me, I know them.
Like a safe space, for lack of a better.
Yeah.
So in a situation where you feel like the people around you. Like, let's say you're around your family or you're at family dinner, you're at Thanksgiving, and you try to make a joke and it doesn't land. You know that these people care about you, and they're not like the rest of Thanksgiving is not gonna be. They're not gonna be like, go sit with the kids, you fucking loser. Like they're not gonna do that to you.
I don't feel like that. Like I bomb all the time. No one's gonna give you shit for that. I mean, they will, but not sincerely.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was I gonna say? Dude, I'm bad at this.
No, I think it's you figuring yourself out. You said it a few times.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling.
Yeah.
In a really aggressive way. Like I'm experiencing it moving out here, where I here a little bit about me, sir.
Yeah.
Where I came from, there was a lot of gaslighting. So like I felt, and I usually put this on race because that was a big part of my life. But even outside of that, in art and everything, I would want to make them. I would want to make films, or I'd want to write or whatever. And everyone around me was telling me that like I can't do that. That's impossible. I'm stupid. I'm weird. Like And when enough people, it's like there's only so much you can say to a kid. We'll just ignore it. It's like you're everybody.
Yeah.
Is telling you live in this little bubble, this little desert piece of shit bubble. I hate where I'm from.
I think you've talked about on stage like 500 people, super religious part of the.
Well, it's not. It's tough because Riverside gives the illusion of a bigger city. Like the West Coast is really spread out. I can't speak on San Francisco much, but Southern California is like it's wide, and the Inland Empire, which is where I'm from, is I think technically one of the biggest cities in the country, but that's just because it's so spread out.
Yeah.
And we even have our own little downtown area that kind of is like, oh, there's bricks here, and like there's a sewage pipe. Like this is the city, and it's not. Yeah. And where I was from, it's is not a place where creative people thrive. Where
Sure,
someone who thinks outside the box doesn't thrive in Riverside. Whereas Chicago, Rovon Hill, that guy can thrive in Chicago because he's out of his goddamn mind.
He's so funny.
He's so funny. He's so unpredictable. He is him at his core. Like what you were saying about how like the first 2 minutes he's up there, you're like, okay.
I get it. Yeah.
I know Rovon Hill.
Yeah.
And but I don't if like a Rovon Hill grew up in Riverside, I don't know how the fuck they would take this. He'd be in jail right now. Probably. Like they wouldn't be able to wrap their mind around this guy.
Okay, yeah. That's a terrible place for any kind of creativity.
Yeah, and so I don't want to compare myself to Rovon in the sense that we're different people or whatever, but I think we're both unique.
Yeah.
And coming from this environment, it just really fucked with my head. Like, I genuinely thought I was insane for a while.
Sure, yeah.
And so now coming out here and doing the podcast, meeting people, being able to like being alone has made me realize like, oh no, I'm eccentric, I'm weird, but I'm not crazy.
Yeah. You're not.
Yeah. So when you talk about, and you're 23, right?
Yeah.
And when you talk about like trying to find yourself, I'm very. I'm gonna sound like an old fucking man. Get ready.
Dude, you're not even old.
I know, but I feel like it.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm very, the word proud it makes me sound like I'm your fucking uncle, but like proud and impressed that you are mature enough at 23 to be like, I need to figure out what this is.
Right. Yeah.
I did not do that. All of this, I was like, "Ow, don't even worry. Let me just get some pussy, and then that'll fill this hole."
Yeah,
and it does not.
I know. Well, that's another thing. Everyone, like I've been, when I talk to people, I say I'm like seeing this lady, like, "Oh, you got to have your hoe slut phase." I'm like, none of you knew me before comedy. I was an enormous slut in college. Like I realized I'm just like filling a void. And now I do that with comedy.
Yeah. That's another phase, dude. Yeah. I did that too. So I had a moment. I think it was in 2000. I wrote it in my journal. It was a moment. I'll tell you about it off the thing. Okay. But I was in a shit relationship. I was in an apartment with a lease that I couldn't afford. In the shit relationship, yada yada yada. And then when we broke up, I was like, okay, I'm done with all this relationship bullshit. It's comedy. And then I just traded one addiction for another.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until quarantine when I couldn't do any of it. And I had to just be me that I realized like, okay, I need to be a human being and I need to be Aaron first. Mm-hmm. And then I'm a comedian. Then I'm a boyfriend. Then I'm a...
Yeah. I'm definitely doing that a bit where I'm like, all I ever wanted to be was funny. I don't care what else I am. Yeah. So... That's something to think. That's some good food for thought.
I think I'll figure it out. Yeah, you'll figure it out. And I think like it's just a time thing. It's time and making mistakes.
That's another thing I think about is like, I don't have enough perspective yet to be great at this. I think I really don't think any comedian, there's very few comedians who are like amazing before 40,
Yeah. Yes, I agree. And it's a perspective game for sure. And when you write, like, I was talking to Ryan McKinnon, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name.
Yeah, I think so.
Correctly, but we were talking about how, like, our styles a little bit. Mm-hmm. He said that apparently I remind him a little of Mark Maron.
Yeah, I can see that. For sure.
Could you put that into words? Like, what is that?
Well, I don't know. You like to sit and get thoughtful.
Do those things.
Yeah. You're not. I mean, you're not exactly. I mean, Mark's just like an anxious Jewish man who's like fucking. You're just like, with disdain for the world. But I don't know. You're definitely not like that's. I don't know. Mark Maron.
Do you have anxiety in general? Not literally.
I mean, I feel like everyone does.
Yeah.
Right. I definitely think I have it. I've had like an anxiety attack twice.
Yeah. What had it feel like? What was going on?
Which I was like driving somewhere for work, and all of a sudden, like, I just clammed up. I couldn't move. I couldn't think. I had to park my car. I had to go like in the nearest grocery store, get some water. It was weird. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I think what happened. I think what it is like some sort of an attack like that is like your outside surroundings don't match your inside feelings. For whatever reason, maybe I was just like stressed away I had to do, but I was just like couldn't handle being.
It seems like sometimes when you're thinking, it's almost like your brain's moving too fast for you to catch up to your brain.
Yeah.
Which is why I was curious.
Yeah.
Do you, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now. See, look at this
going nowhere.
It's fine. No one listens to this except for Johnny Gold. Hey, Johnny Gold.
What's up, Johnny?
No, actually there are. I think there's like 20 people consistently listening to some degree, which is
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting. It makes me wonder who it is, because they never come. Whoever you are, say something so I know who you are.
Say what's up. We don't play.
I don't know. I guess I would really like to hit the road with you to go to Milwaukee. Have you been to Milwaukee before?
I've been to Milwaukee, yeah.
Okay.
But never for comedy.
I've never been, well, obviously. I've never been, but I've never been to places in the Midwest. I'm a little nervous because of the racial element. Like, driving here was horrifying.
Yeah, corn and signs.
Yeah. I remember I was on the drive here. We stopped in Utah. And you been to Utah?
I have. I've stopped in Utah.
Fuck. Yeah. I went into a gas station and they looked at me like I was an alien. Like, they weren't even angry. They were
just like, whoa.
Yeah, they were just taken aback.
Yeah.
And the things I talk about on stage and the way I carry myself, yeah. I'm in the experiences I've had from where I'm from. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for some violence to happen, which is yeah. I don't get the vibe a lot of violence happened in your life.
No. I try to avoid it, like, last resort.
That's very helpful. Have you ever been in a fight?
Never a real fight. I mean, me and my shithead friends when we were in high school would put on gloves and go like 1 minute rounds. But
well, that's healthy.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
that was a blast, But
and anytime I meet people that have never been in a fight, this is something I get frustrated with women, with girls. I actually, color me sexist, but I met a lot of girls who will be like, yeah, if I have a problem, I'll kick him in the nuts or whatever the fuck this. And it's like, you don't
want to do that.
You don't want to do that. You trust me, because it's like being in a street fight, getting mm-hmm. in a not, there's not going to be like a, all right, man, give me some water. There's no gloves.
Yeah,
you're in a fight,
dude. It scares me. Like, I feel like if I was like genuinely scared for my life, like I'd like bite someone or like this. Yeah,
you do whatever you can.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if you're not like trained in it, and you don't have you just have your human instinct to survive. Mm-hmm. It's horrifying, and it's like people that have never been in a fight that talk about it. I'm like, you don't trust me. You're gonna be tired after about a minute because you're not gonna know what to do. You're just gonna be swinging, and like, and it's a whole other thing to get jumped. That's a mm-hmm. terrifying experience.
That is scary.
Yeah.
I have kind of been in one fight. In my fraternity in college, we would do like fight night where people would just volunteer to fight. It was like this super fun thing. Like, there's just like 60 just drunk dudes in the basement cheering their friends on to fight. Yeah. So one guy called me out to fight, and he is on the wrestling team, like this jack dude. But I was like, he's 5'6", he's athletic. I was hitting the gym hard. I was like 200 pounds, pretty strong. So I was like, this will be at least a good fight. I'll put on a show. And he beat the fuck out of me. Like, I didn't see one punch coming. Like, got a small concussion. Just got absolutely, like, my shit kicked in. And Yeah.
It's humbling.
It was humbling for sure.
Yeah.
And like now I never like anyone anyone's like I don't know. It changed my perspective on like fighting.
Yes, like I think that's what I also like about comedy, how humbling it is. It's
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh man.
It is something but it's funny. Like I think stand-up comedy starts off really humbling, and then if you can get to a certain point, it can become the opposite of humbling.
Yeah,
because you can get so good at it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure, have you seen comics who like they've been doing it a while, they know they're good, and they don't have anything to prove to anybody.
Yeah.
And on one end, it's impressive and it's cool. I love watching it, and I do want to get to that point to some degree. But on the other hand, I'm like, you're coming off real cocky.
Yeah. What's his name? He was I can't think of the actor's name. Anyway, he was a comic and like well, he used to be a comic. Now he's like a famous A-list actor.
Okay.
But he said he got something.
What was he in? He used to be a comic. Now he's a famous
Jacques Clouseau in the Pink Panther, the newer.
Oh,
ones.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Yeah. Well, he used to be a comic, like, and he got so famous. He got to the point where he's like, I feel like I could just say anything and people would laugh. So he stopped doing comedy.
Yeah, I read his book. I forgot what it was called, but the picture with him, the little pink bunny ears or whatever. Yeah, I wonder what that feels like. I don't know, dude. That must get frustrating to go on stage.
Yeah.
Poop. And this guy's genius.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd probably become so apathetic to comedy in general.
Yeah. Also, I'm checking this because the battery might run out, and if it does, I don't want us to be talking for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't expect either of us to get to Steve Martin.
No.
And that's not what I want.
I don't want that. I don't even want to be famous. I just want to be able to make a living doing comedy. I don't want people to know me. I'm
100% with you, and it's people knowing. It's weird. I had a I don't think I told you about getting sucker punched.
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll probably tell you that off the air just because I've already said the story on here.
Sure.
But where I was in Riverside, I was doing street stand up, and I was building this like underground fan base. Mm-hmm. But it did come with some creepy elements. Like I remember one time I was in downtown Riverside and I was talking or barking or something. And there was a group of guys, maybe 3 or 4. And one of them said, "Hey, are you Aaron Chase?" And they were all walking towards me. Oh. And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Man, you really funny, dog. You really man, I love what you do, man. Keep doing your thing." And then he left. And it's
That's
like,
cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. But before that point, it was like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I think that's the scary idea of fame. Like, that's why I don't want to be like famous.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know you.
I want to, yeah, I can't think about like any famous person. Like, you can't just go to a grocery store. Yeah. You're not a person anymore. You're like a celebrity to the rest of the world. That must suck. Yeah.
And then when people take it personally, when you get weird about it and that person, it's like there's a word for it, specifically with YouTubers and their relationship to their audience, and I can't remember the word, but it's essentially that it is lopsided. YouTubers are putting their personal lives out there so much more than the old school celebrity ever did, and so you have people taking it in and it feels so much like they're your friend.
Yeah. Yes.
It feels like it, but they're not.
Yeah.
I had a moment. Went to my first Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was excited. And I went there to see, I don't know if you know Nostalgia Critic. Huh. Okay. He's a YouTuber, weeby as fuck, but I enjoy his stuff. And I went to see him, and I was starstruck, and I was excited, and I saw him. I was talking to him, and I could feel, and this is, I think, where comedy comes into play. Yeah. I could feel he was like on edge because I'm not his normal demographic.
Sure.
Like,
oh, really? Oh, yeah. Like that?
His demographic are like spindly or obese, neckbeard,
anime.
Yeah. And like, I think having a big dreadlocked black dude who's like loud and cursing and shit, it wasn't what he was ready for. Huh. And I could feel like I was throwing him off, so I kind of dialed it down. And I met him, and I talked to him a little bit, and it was Weird, because it made me remember, like, oh, I don't know. He's not watching me watch him. Like, he didn't know me.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I don't know. I've like had to back off of like, it is just like there's like sometimes like I'll watch whenever I watch people's clips that I see, I feel weird because I'm like I know things about this person, but I've never met them.
Are we talking about the comedians on this podcast?
Comedians in this pod, just any comedian like in Chicago, like it's I'll see them like I know things about them, but I've never met this person. And that just feels creepy, and I don't, you know. And if I do meet them one day, I have to like not remember, or like remember that I'm not supposed to know that. It's weird.
Yeah. Do you feel weird knowing that when these clips go out that like other comics are gonna? I don't think other comics really listen to the whole thing, but people do seem to be paying attention to the clips.
Yeah.
Do you feel weird knowing that the comics in the scene will hear you and kind of know more about you than you had anticipated?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't know. No. People know something about me. Yeah, that is weird, but I mean, that's just the name of the game, right?
It is part of the game. It's part of the hustle, part of the grind. Are there comics that you look up to that you're trying to emulate to some degree?
In like Chicago or
in, let's say, famous comics. You're in Mount Rushmore, you're people that you're like, I want to aspire to be kind of like that.
My Mount Rushmore, I feel like would not represent the kind of comedian I would be. I don't know, but my Mount Rushmore was like Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald, and Louis C.K.
That's really surprising to me.
Yeah?
Because you don't come off like any of those guys.
Like right now, or I don't know. I've been thinking about, because I've been on stage, like, when I write jokes, I'm like, I don't want to be the fucking pandering liberal white guys. Like, I'm depressed. Yeah. Trump sucks. So I don't know if I've been trying or just these are the jokes I come up with, but they're like fucked up or offensive or irreverent. And I'm getting to a point where it's like, I don't like these jokes. Even if they work, these aren't the jokes I want to be telling.
Does it not feel like you?
Yeah, to some degree. I mean, like, if I had this long bit about like white people saying the N-word. Okay. And the whole bit is like, it's like a bad thing. But like, I had done well. It did really well. Like when I did a trigger warning. Yeah. But it was like, that's just like me getting a laugh. It doesn't feel like something I would say.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm getting to a point where it's like, I can make people laugh, but what kind of jokes do I want to tell?
Right.
And that's tricky because those jokes just kind of come to me. I got to like sit down and write way more now, I think.
When you write, okay. When I write, it is like, I'll say a sentence and a statement or whatever, and then I'll think like, what do I believe or feel about this? Mm-hmm. How do you go about it when you first start?
So I feel like all my jokes to this point have been like, I had an idea or something, and then I just had, it's like the ones that have stuck, and I like, if I, get a chance to do 10 minutes or something, the ones I know are going to work, those have all been like, you just have that like aha moment. It's like, oh, this is the angle. This is going to be funny. And then I just have to like write it down, and it's not even like, the writing is just getting the thoughts on paper. Like it's all already up there. I think I need to start working on sitting down and actually like writing and like digging, through like what, like I saw a homeless guy whose sign was in perfect cursive, and I was like, yeah, right. That is like, but I'm having trouble like figuring out what I want to say about that.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to sit down and like write about it, but that's the challenging part for me.
Well, let's say, so like, for sake of argument, so writing, how do you feel about it? Like, how do you feel about that outside of it being funny?
First, I was just taken. I was like, whoa, I was like really taken aback. I was like, I can't write in cursive. What am I doing? I was like, I don't know. I was like, good for him. That's like hustling more than the rest. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about. It's kind of like a good for him kind of feeling. You know? Yeah.
Okay. And then I think, and this is, please take what I say with a grain of salt. A little more about me. Where I was from, and this is kind of how I was raised. The way I articulated myself came off as though I was trying to tell other people what to do. No, I was doing that, not realizing that that's what I was doing. So I just like the discussion of comedy, and so take what I say with a grain of salt. This is just how I approach it. But if that was me personally, if I was going to try to make a joke about that, I would say to myself, well, he has signed in cursive. He is smarter than me, and I'm still doing better than him.
Yeah.
And I would probably think like, well, what circumstances was he put in versus me, or does maybe he's just older and doesn't realize cursive is obsolete? Like there are so many angles on a personal level. And I think, I think it is going to have to come down to you understanding yourself.
Yeah. I think I got to sit down and like just write for 30 minutes straight about it and, pick out the best like 3 sentences from that. I don't know. I don't like my writing process is so all over the place. I don't have like a couple times a week I'll try and sit down and squeeze something out of something I saw, and that usually doesn't work. A lot of times I'll be like falling asleep and I'll get an idea. I'm like, that's it. And then I'll have to like wake up and write that down. But that works like 10% of the time.
I get you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward. We're about an hour in.
Okay.
And usually do this for like an hour. Definitely looking forward to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And watching you evolve.
Thanks.
It's going to be a very interesting road, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Johnny.